It's interesting to me that a lot of people up to today still think that they need millions of followers to monetize their podcast. And I used to think like that as well. Most times, I get discouraged, if the content I'm creating is working or not, right? Maybe 2 years ago or maybe a year and a half ago, I was always bothered about the numbers, am I growing? Am I getting enough followers? Am I getting enough likes? Until the day that I got my first customer reach out to me. This person has been following me and then he has never engaged, he has never liked or commented on any of my videos. And interestingly enough, I just hate the fact that you have to trick people to watch your video. So that's why I necessarily hate the idea of, clickbaiting people into watching my video. I just want people to, watch my videos and chill and hang out with me. I don't want it to be forced. I don't want it to be scripted. Trust me, I've done scripted long form videos before. Like I'll write the whole of my idea and probably use a teleprompter and read through everything, and it will last for maybe like 30 minutes. Your podcast is about maybe the best food in Toronto, and you talk about food all the time on your podcast, and you are averaging at least maybe 100 to 500 active listeners, and you can see your metrics. You can take that metrics and go to like local restaurants around your area and ask them to sponsor your podcast, right? So they will sponsor your podcast and then you mention their name, or you add a pre-roll or a mid-roll for them, such that I was on a call with a client yesterday, not a client, like a potential client, and he was talking about the fact that, can I guarantee that he's going to make money if he starts taking his visibility serious? And of course, yes, you will make more money, but the money would not come today, it will not come tomorrow. It may come tomorrow, it may come in 3 days, it may. But the way I like people to think about their visibility is that Welcome back to today's podcast, guys. Today we're going to be discussing something very, very, very interesting. I'm alone today. I wish I had a co-host to sort of like, banter with today, but again, it is what it is. I have to be consistent and I have to check on people's schedule to get, things rolling. My goal is to record this podcast every week, if not possible, every 2 weeks at least. So, I'm still going to share the idea I want to share today with you guys without a co-host. Anyways, we are talking about something very interesting today, and the topic revolves around the idea of how to monetize your podcast. And it's interesting to me that a lot of people up to today still think that they need millions of followers to monetize their podcast. And I used to think like that as well. Most times, I get discouraged. I won't even say not most times, and not in recent times. I've grown out of looking at metrics to judge, if the content I'm creating is working or not. Right? Maybe 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, I was always bothered about the numbers. Am I growing? Am I getting enough followers? Am I getting enough likes? Am I going through the content? Until the day that I got my first customer reach out to me. This person has been following me and then he has never engaged, he has never liked or commented on any of my videos. And interestingly enough, he reached out in the DM and we got it on a call and he became a customer, right? So that's when my brain opened, and then later on I sort of like, watch other people's stories, and then when I now started sort of like coaching people, the people that I talk to and coach would come back to me and be like, oh my God, because I started posting content, someone just reached out to me for business and this person is not even following me. I wonder how they even found me, etc. Another myth is that people think that you have to be quote unquote an influencer. You need to have, again, 10K, 20K, or you need to do brand partnership in order for you to make money. But then I personally know, I won't even say I think, know that you don't need all this sort of like two parts. You don't need 1 million followers, you don't need brand deals to actually make money when you own a podcast or when you are creating content. And most times, I believe there are different forms of podcasts, and I believe people that create content are podcasters in a certain type of way. And I also believe that you don't need to be talking to the camera directly like this to become a podcaster, right? So because you can be a solo podcaster, like the one I'm doing right now, just talking straight to the camera. You can also be, you know, a co-host on a podcast, or you can host someone on your podcast. I mean, you can also vlog and podcast as you're vlogging. Keep things interesting. People have found different ways in which to, number one, retain people's attention, and then to keep the conversations interesting. And people's attention span is so short, especially on short form platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. But YouTube is much more laid back, even though it's harder. I would say it's harder to get like a lot of views on YouTube, unless you've understand the, what will I call it now, the tricks to get people to click. Maybe sometimes people even use clickbait, right? And then once people click, you need to also have the ability to retain attention throughout the whole of your video. For me, I just hate the fact that you have to trick people to watch your video. So that's why I necessarily hate the idea of clickbaiting people into watching my video. I just want people to watch my videos and sort of like chill and hang out with me. I don't want it to be forced. I don't want it to be scripted. Trust me, I've done scripted long form videos before. Like, I'll write the whole of my idea and probably use a teleprompter and read through everything, and it will last for maybe like 30 minutes. And I will use that, as a YouTube video. So if you watch some of my older videos, you'll probably noticed. But now I'm free. I can use filler words. I can discuss, with you guys, and put out my ideas, put out the way I'm thinking. Anyways, again, like I said, personally, I've generated money via my podcast, and most of my videos, again, the ones that I post on social media, I call them podcast as well, because I do a lot of talking head videos. Have enabled me generate income as well, and I just honestly just branded this podcast because I want to sort of like organize it in a playlist, such that if anyone comes to like my profile on YouTube, or goes to like the link in my bio on Instagram or on TikTok, they can go to one place, listen to me on audio, or watch me on video like this on YouTube. So again, I'm just starting to organize my thoughts, and it's easier to even cut clips from longer videos like this, because you are more natural, and it gives you a sense of, well, I say a sense of no, not a sense of, it gives you the ability to be yourself, and then you can show your sort of like character, the way I mean, you can show people what makes you you, right? Anyways, so there are four main ways that which you can use your podcast to make money. There are four main ways. Four main ways. And even the ones I mentioned before, they are not valid, yet they are still valid, right? They are not valid in the sense that you don't need 1 million followers, you don't need 10,000, 20,000, 5,000 followers to make money. There are people that have that number and they are not making any money, right? Because the metrics that these brands they check is different, right? And even there are platforms that pay people, and if your follower count does not really matter, because you can have 1 million followers and your view count is still 200. So that's why I hate the idea of going viral when you don't have enough content on your page or on your profile to back up your virality. Like, when people go viral, it takes me a while to actually follow them, most times when, in fact, there are some, what will I say, people that I follow right now. I won't even call it, yeah, influencers essentially that I follow right now. It took me some of them, it was maybe after a year that I followed them. One of their posts went viral. I went to their page, I scrolled. I'm like, nice, and I just go out, and then I keep seeing their posts over and over again, and I'm like, yeah, it's nice to follow this person. Let me just follow this person because I would love to see the way they think and when they eventually post. That's just the reason why a lot of people follow people, right? But there are people that are silently watching you and not following you. They might not get your updates instantaneously, but whenever you eventually post, they will get your updates. Anyway, so the first thing is you can make money via sponsorship and brand deals, right? Especially in audio podcasts. So if you post on, if you use Red Circle, for example, you can add in rolls, and and then once people listen to your podcast, you can make money like that. Think of it like, I would say, how will I explain this now? Third party individuals inserting what we call sort of like a pre-roll and a mid-roll. For people that listen to audio podcasts, they will understand what I'm saying. It's just like a little bit of advert. Yes, if you use Spotify a lot, you will know that if you are using the free version, there's always that ads that come in between your playlist. So that's like a mid-roll. Or sometimes before you start listening to the playlist, they play like an advert of a product. So that's a pre-roll, right? So if you have maybe like 100, 500 monthly listeners, you can be eligible to add that into your podcast, right? So, but if they want to see that you have active listeners in order for you to pitch that sort of like brand deal to people. So let me give you an example. Say for example, you live in Toronto, right? And yeah, your podcast is about maybe the best food in Toronto, and you talk about food all the time on your podcast, and you are averaging at least maybe 100 to 500 active listeners, and you can see your metrics. You can take that metrics and go to like local restaurants around your area and ask them to sponsor your podcast, right? So they will sponsor your podcast, and then you mention their name, or you add a pre-roll or a mid-roll for them, such that whenever people are listening to that particular podcast, and I think you can also do it on YouTube as well. Once you have like a lot of views, maybe say 1K, 2K, you can pitch yourself. Don't wait for these brands to approach you. What I've learned is you can pitch yourself to these brands, and then they can sponsor your video. And I'm sure that you've seen multiple YouTube videos where the creator would literally say this video was sponsored by XYZ. So that's one way to monetize your podcast. The other one is to sell your own offer. So this is the one that I love the most, right? If you build a community online via podcasting, via vlogging, via content creation, I think the best way to monetize is to sell your own product. If you can't sell your own product, you cannot sell a third party's product, in my own opinion. And if you want to sort of like pitch your I'll call it sellability to brands, you need to show them that even your own product, you are able to sell it to your listeners, to your viewers, right? So think of it this way. You create a course and it's probably $10, and you insert that. In a YouTube video, you can throw on like a QR code for people to scan, or you can put like a link in your description that leads to somewhere that would, give them a free resource or sell them something. If you have a business, right? For example, if you're a coach and you have a challenge that you want people to attend, as you are posting your podcast, I believe you can do like a proper ad video and insert it in between your YouTube video. That way, it's easier for people to listen to you, and then see what you're offering and then buy from you. I think it's even much more it's genuine when you sell your own product, right? There's a feeling I mean, it's not a bad feeling anyways, but most times when I watch creator promote other people's product, what comes to my head is, oh my god, this guy, has made a bag from me watching this episode or listening to this podcast, right? But if you come on and advertise your own product and you do it creatively, I mean, I will be more prone to buy your your product. I bought so many creators products that way, just because number one, I like them, I feel connected to them, I understand maybe their story. I feel I feel like I know them, and because I feel like that, I trust them enough to buy their product, right? So imagine if I'm feeling that way, millions of people or thousands or hundreds of people would feel that way too, and whether I even find the product useful or not, I bought the product and I've moved on. Sometimes I've bought like terrible products from creators, and I'll just be like, oh my god, I'll feel disappointed in the creator, right? But at the end of the day, I don't have the strength to be fighting for like a refund or anything. However, my point is the easiest way to make money from your podcast is by selling your own product. It can be digital, it can be physical, you can have a store, just promote yourself in your own um, podcast. By the way, I have a free gear list that I'm giving out to people. So if you want to download, it's free for now, and it's a growing gear list. This list contains um, the the set of equipment that we use for producing videos. And if you are interested and you want to become a content creator and you have like a budget range, this list is very good for you. So for example, imagine you have $200 and you can't buy a digital camera with that, and you're wondering to yourself, can this $200 buy me something to get me started or improve what I already do? I have a list and the names of products that you can purchase um, in that list. So with links, the name of the products. If you're not in Canada, you can just Google search the names of those products, and then you can buy it. Trust me, I don't even have an affiliate link, so that's what I'm saying. Just Google the name of the products or look for similar products to whatever products I've put in the list, and then you can buy. This list is a growing list. I'll keep updating it as time goes on, and yeah, that's it. So if you have $2,000, if you have $5,000 budget, we put a lot of recommended gears for you to use. And if you have any question whatsoever, you can leave them in the comments. Trust me, I reply comments. I love replying comments. Yes, so you can sell your own products. The second one is you can run affiliate marketing, and I just recently just mentioned affiliate links now, right? One of the ways you can earn money is to um, have affiliated links, to different products. Like I explained, for example, this gear list that I just mentioned. If you there's something you can create on Amazon that would give you certain links, and once people click on the link and buy the product, you get a commission, right? I think I've done it in the past. I just don't like the Amazon system for some reason. It's just so annoying to me. So I'm just like, I can't even be bothered anymore. I just want to give people things for free. Anyways, but don't be like me. Don't be like me. Uh, you can create all of these affiliated links, and when people click on these links, in fact, Amazon is so good that if you click on a certain link and the link lands you on Amazon, by the time, if you don't even buy the products instantly, the next time, not next time, if you wait, if it's less than 24 hours and then you buy another product that's not even the same type of product that the guy listed, they will still give him the commission, right? So that's why Amazon own is very good. But there are other organizations or companies that sell products that would give you like affiliate links. So if you go to their website, for example, usually the affiliated sort of like links are usually at the bottom of the page. They used to hide it, right? Or you can Google the name of a product and just put like affiliate opportunity or something like that, and then you see whether the product designer is offering affiliates, right? So you earn money that way. Also, the final one, which is the fourth one, is that you can build community and membership sites, right? Or paid community from your podcast, right? So I don't think you can share everything on your podcast. I disagree, but I try my best to share my knowledge as much as possible in all of my videos. I don't withhold anything. Any idea that I get, I share it. Any of my clients' experiences or any sales tactics that I think of, I share it instantaneously. So, but sometimes there are some things that people can't really share publicly, it's because of things like NDAs, because sometimes your client is following you, you don't know how they will feel if their story is put in the public domain. So you can create like a paid community where everyone that is subscribed to that community would get access to exclusive detail. Sometimes some of us would not even want to show like the dashboard of the amount of money that we've made, within a certain year or a certain month. But in paid community, you can share screenshot like that just to show people proof that whatever you're teaching or whatever you're coaching on is working, right? Some people cannot live. Some people are, especially Nigerians that I know, they are hiding their wealth and they will not put their, earnings, publicly. So at the end of the day, I think it's important for everyone that is a podcaster, but it's not necessary to have like a paid community. And yeah, for me, I don't have one yet. It's something I'm looking to do in the future. But I have like a mailing list. I send mails to everyone in that list every Monday, I think. Yeah, right. So whatever is inspiring me or whatever has inspired me during the week, I put it in the mailing list and I send it out to everyone every Monday, and I share tips over there as well. Um, Maybe in the future I would create like a small community where people can ask me questions, and or also you can include things like a Patreon link. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's a link where people can donate to you. Maybe I should create one for myself. I'll see. Maybe I'll add one to the description of this video, right? Um, well, anyways, what you can do is you can create a Patreon link and then you can add it to your video. I've known Patreon link since like forever, and people still do it up to today. It's just a simple platform that enables people to contribute or donate to you. So if it's something you are okay with, I think you should do it, especially if you have a lot of listeners, so that if your listeners want to support you, those are places that they can go and donate to you or give to you willingly, especially if they are getting value from what you are delivering to them. Anyways, before I round up this podcast, I think it's a short one today. I just want to encourage everyone to take their visibility serious. Um, I was on a call with a client yesterday, not a client, like a potential client, and he was talking about the fact that can I guarantee that he's going to make money if he starts taking his visibility serious. And of course, yes, you will make more money, but the money would not come today. It will not come tomorrow. It may come tomorrow. It may come in 3 days. But the way I like people to think about their visibility is that I need to be consistent for at least 100 days first. So that means 100 content. I need to be consistent for 100 days or 100 content before, I expect a return on whatever I'm doing. Although I didn't explain it to the clients that way, But I said, you need to hold on. You need to let your um, content work for you. The idea is when you put out what you do publicly, it stays in people's mind. Like there are some people I have in my mind right now that if anybody is around me is looking for a certain service, those are the people that I'll reach out to. I've not met these people before. I don't know them from anywhere apart from social media. And the reason why their name is engraved in my brain is because I've seen their post a lot. They've been visible enough for me to always remember them, right? And once an opportunity comes my way that requires their service, they come to mind and I refer them, right? So that's how you need to think about your visibility. When people are in need of a certain service, they need to think of you, especially if it's the service that you offer. If you are hidden, they would not know. This thing has happened to me multiple times. I had certain knowledge or certain skill that I didn't publicize, and people that I know that see me every day would carry the same project and give it to someone else, externally, right? But until I started posting content and showing that, this is the proof of concept, Nigerians would say, show working. I started showing myself online, even though I had a lot of insecurities, and it's okay. It's okay. Even the people that you are thinking that they are perfect, they are not perfect. Everybody is trying, and when you try is when you will improve, right? And like I was saying to someone today, social media is a necessary evil, especially if you want to build generational wealth. If you want to start a business, if you are a business owner already and you are not leveraging social media to um, grow your business, I don't know what you're doing. People say you should run ads, but I feel like your ads will be ineffective if it doesn't have like a solid foundation. And what is your solid foundation? Your solid foundation is the amount of content you've been able to put out on your page. If I see an Instagram ad, for example, I don't just go ahead and buy the product. I go into the business page, scroll through the business page, see for a fact that people are commenting. So, say for example, I see a guy talking about Forex in his ad, talking about how he will coach you for free, how he will bring you into his paid community or unpaid community, and then you make money, blah blah blah. And then I go to your page and it's not making sense. I only see 4 posts. In the 4 posts, there is no comment of your student, there is nothing. There's no way I'm going to pay for that, right? So if you don't start building your visibility from now and you think running ads would make you buy, or sorry, would make you sell your products, then it doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. However, if you want to effortlessly sell your product, I mean online, yes, offline you can sell your product offline because it's easier to build one-on-one relationship with people. It's easier to network with people offline. However, if you want to scale and sell one to many, you need to be active and be intentional about your visibility. There's nothing anybody can tell me right now about social media that, yeah, and they will be like, oh, I want to make money but I don't want to come online. It's not going to work. Yes, you can make money. There are other things you can do to make money. You can go to networking events. You can what's the word? You can meet people at functions. In fact, referral is good. People can refer you, right? Word of mouth and all of that is good. But if you want to get new leads are people. If you want to get new leads, new individual while you sleep, take your visibility serious. The person I had a conversation with yesterday came into my DM, directed the person to book a call, booked the call. We were on the call last night. So my point is, If you are not taking your visibility serious, you are not ready. No offense. If you are not taking your visibility serious, you are not ready. And I hope that by the time you are now finally ready, I hope it's not too late. There's this saying, make A while the sun shines. I'll say it again. Make A while the sun shines. I'll see you in the next podcast. Peace. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and bye.